Hello, everyone. My name is Belle, and I'm the host of Are You the Goober? And today I'm with my lovely husband, Roberto.
Hello, everyone. This is Roberto with 2 R's, and you already know.
And today we are covering a very long story on the subreddit AITAH from far-safety-9543. This is a 3-part story with 2 updates, and it's titled, Am I the goober if I divorce my husband for just asking to be polyamorous? This is really upsetting to me on all accounts, and I'm getting mixed opinions from the few real people I've talked about it to. So I could use the advice of total strangers. I, 26 female, my husband, 27 male, have been married for just over a year and together for 4 years. We spent a long time before getting married, talking about what we wanted out of being married, so I thought we were on the same page about all the important things. I do love him very much. He's sweet, helpful, generally my dream partner until last week. Out of the blue, he sat down one night and said he wanted to talk about something. I thought it was just something minor he was frustrated about or a bad day at work or something. Instead, he talked about how he found out that his best guy friend and his wife are polyamorous. He and his friend have been talking about it more, and he thinks he might like to give it a try and wondered what I thought. I felt instantly sick to my stomach. We've always had a great sex life, and he's never given me any reason to think he was interested in anyone else. I told him that I'm not interested in being polyamorous. I want to be in a monogamous relationship with him for the rest of my life. If it had stopped there, I don't think it would have gotten so bad. But then he asked if I would read about it and then decide. I said no. I already know how I feel about it. He asked if I would at least think about it, and for some reason that just did something to me. Like instant revulsion. Kind of upset. I got up and told him that I was too upset to keep talking and that I needed some space, so I would sleep in the guest room that night and we could talk about it later.
Ouch.
It's definitely blindsiding, I'll tell you that.
It seems like he really wants to do it.
Yeah, I would want to. I talk to my best friend all the time about random things, but she definitely has her interests and I have my own. And I don't think just talking about her interests would really persuade me to completely change my lifestyle. So I wonder if he was thinking about this long before this conversation with the friend. But we'll see. Ever since that night, I have the biggest ick anytime I see him. He keeps trying to backtrack, but I know he meant what he said about wanting to be polyamorous. It's not so much that he brought it up, it's the 2 other asks after I already said I would never be comfortable with it. It's like that didn't matter to him. He thought he could convince me and it makes me feel awful. What else is he going to pressure me about if I say no? And if he already wants to sleep with someone else, how could I ever trust him not to do it behind my back?
She has a point.
She does. I'm still... Sorry.
It sounds to me like he's just asking permission to go sleep with someone else.
That's what I mean. I don't think just a conversation with someone can make you dramatically change your lifestyle. I think there's something else. Someone else.
I don't know if they may have offered him to be like with the wife of his best friend or something. Yeah, like, hey, if you're polyamorous, you want to get with my wife, I don't mind. Like, I don't know what happened, but it sounds like he's been thinking about that for a little while. Like, everyone has their lifestyle and respect to it, but you also have to respect other people's boundaries. Not everyone has to be in accordance and do what you want to do.
But
you know what I mean?
I also think it's just when, especially marriage, you have to understand that, yeah, people are going to change. But when you sign up for something such with a long commitment as marriage, I don't think you'd want... You sign up for something, you don't think that something is going to change. And I think that's something that I would struggle with, but I'll keep reading. I'm still sleeping in the guest room, and I'm thinking of just asking for a divorce now, when it would be simpler to divide everything up and go our separate ways instead of waiting until years down the line when I get my heart broken. He could go do whatever he wants, and I could find someone who just wants a good, solid, monogamous relationship with me. The idea is killing me, but I feel like it's going to hurt now, no matter what I do. Oh my lord, I can't read. While I do still love him, I don't think I can ever unhear and unsee my husband asking me for an open relationship, and the idea of him touching me makes me feel ill. He's upset and frustrated that I'm punishing him for asking a question, but I honestly don't know what he expected to happen. There's a part of me that thinks maybe divorcing him is being over-dramatic, but also the ick is so strong that I don't have much hope of getting back to where we were. Am I the goober?
I don't think she's completely wrong.
No.
At all.
She's not.
Like, I don't know. I don't think this guy has even considered what it will imply. And a lot of men don't. That they say like, yeah, I want to go sleep with other women. Ha ha ha, I want to do that. But then the second their wife gets with another man, oof. Well, why you do that? Like, I know people who have tried open relationships, and I know people that have not ended very well. And by that is like a couple I met, right? But I don't think he's even considering her feelings either, because she's very clearly saying, I don't feel comfortable with that. I want to be with you. I don't want to be with no one else. I want you to be with me. I don't want you to be with no one else. Like, she's been very clear about it. And he's like, well, you're punishing me for having an idea. It's like, it's not just you having an idea, my guy. It's what it implies.
Well, like, look, open relationships, they do really work for some people. There's no judgment on my end. If you're in an open relationship and it's what you like, if you have multiple partners and that's what you like, more power to you. You're not hurting anyone, more power to you. It's not what I would do personally, but if you're in that type of relationship and if you're having multiple partners and your other spouse, your other partner is okay with that, good for you. Live life, be happy. Yeah. I think that the only issue, so I don't think the open relationship thing, that's not an issue for me. I think the only thing that I find is an issue is that they didn't start their relationship off that way. And I don't know their entire relationship. I don't know if she has ever given that indication or if he had ever given that indication. But it was more like a blindsided thing, and I think that's where she's coming from. So no, I don't think you are the goober. I don't think you're being over dramatic. I do think there has to be a really in-depth conversation as to why now. What made him switch his mindset now?
Yeah.
And this Redditor gave us 2 other edits on the same one. So the first one is, gosh, this got a lot of replies. I'm reading through them as best as I can. I'm going to take the advice to get an STI test, and my gyno is going to work with me today for that. I don't think he would physically cheat, but better be safe than sorry. Valid. I do think there is probably someone he's interested in, probably his friend's wife, or maybe even his friend. You can consider that. He's never expressed being bisexual. That doesn't mean he isn't. Very true. I don't know them very well, so I can't speculate on their role in all this. I'm going to be charitable and assume there are no malintentions on their end, and he just picked this up from his friend and ran from it. I want to be clear that I'm not ignoring him. We can talk about whatever else is going on, but I'm not ready to continue this conversation with him, and he knows that. I want to be calm for that, and his behavior is really not conducive to a sense of calm right now. Every time he brings it up, it makes me feel a little bit more disgusted with him. But he seems intent on digging a hole instead of letting things settle. That and not taking their first no for an answer is a bigger issue than the poly ask for me. I think I'm going to meet with a lawyer just to go over options. At this point, I don't have a lot of faith in counseling. and changing how I feel about him now, but I would be willing to try a few sessions to say we gave it a shot. I'll throw that out there tonight and see what he says. Okay, and this is edit 2. He doesn't think counseling is necessary. Interesting choice. He just wants to go back to the way things were before bringing it up. I've told him that's not an option. You can't unbreak a bone. It has to heal instead. And even, this is me saying this, and even when you heal a bone, there's still a crack. I asked him if he had someone in mind, and he said no. But he's not a very good liar, and I don't really believe him. He said it was just an idea, and there's no one, and nothing has happened. But he also doesn't want to show me the messages between him and his friend so I can understand the content of the conversation they had. I respect his choice, but it's enough to convince me that there's something else he's hiding, even if it's not an affair in progress, and that's a problem. I've got an appointment with a lawyer in a few days. I'm going to wait until after that to make a decision, and I'm going to make a short trip alone to see my grandparents this weekend to get some fresh air and perspective. I'll try to update next week after all the results come back, and I had a chance to look at it all with facts with a professional. Thank you for your kind support and advice. Okay,
she's not the goober.
She's not the goober, and she did exactly what we thought was going on with them there being someone else, either the friend or the wife or just someone in general.
Yeah.
STI check, that was a good idea. I didn't think of that initially, but I think that's a good idea for everyone. And yeah, I think it's really good that she's exploring options with a lawyer. I do think that maybe jumping into a divorce right now is maybe a bit hasty. Like, I would wait, talk it out. He did marry this person just a year ago.
Well, and here's another thing, and don't take me wrong, but you've known this guy for a little while, right? Like, based on what she said at the beginning.
4 years, I believe.
Yeah, they've been together for 4 years. So since she's 22, her husband was 23.
Mm-hmm.
And she's never met the best friend and the wife.
Well, has she not?
She says she doesn't really know them.
Oh, she doesn't, but that's his best friend. That's an interesting catch.
You've been like, you've met my best friend probably since we were together for a week.
Yeah, it was one of the first people I met.
It could be said. Yeah, you know, and you know the guy, you know his wife. Like, I know your best friend. I know their spouse. It's... Well, if it's your best friend, it's not like you can hide your spouse from them. You know what I mean?
Or you shouldn't, at least. And unless this is a new best friend, you know, friendships break and things like that. But even then, if they're at the point to be called your best friend, I feel your spouse should have at least a, you know, acquaintance relationship with them. Hopefully more, but...
Yeah.
So, this is the update, and it is titled, Divorcing My Husband for Asking to Be Polyamorous. I took advice from the thread and I got STI panel done. Fortunately, it came back clear. I suggested counseling, but my husband does not think it's necessary, and I doubt it will change my feelings, so I'm not going to push for it. He is being very overly protective of his phone after I asked to see a message conversation between him and his poly friend to understand the context of the situation. I would not violate his privacy, but there's clearly is something he doesn't want me to see, and that's enough. It doesn't matter to me anymore whether there is something already in progress or just a desire for there to be. The shadiness of his behavior tells me what I need to know. I've been tempted to contact his friends directly to get their take, but in the event there is infidelity happening, I would rather not burden myself with the details, to be honest. I had a heart-to-heart with my grandparents this weekend and spoke with a lawyer yesterday. As of right now, I'm planning to move forward with a divorce. With no kids, no joint property or debt, since we were waiting on buying a house till I've finished with residency, it should be easy to split things financially. The lease on our apartment is up in a couple months anyways, so I plan to move out after breaking the news, just pay my portion of the rent on the current place until it's renewal time. I'm heartbroken, but I'm convinced that this is the best move. I don't trust him anymore. I'm repulsed by his behavior since the ask, and I think it's the best to cut our losses before digging the hole deeper. If he is willing to be transparent and do something to work on reestablishing trust, it would be different. But that's not the case, and I don't want to put an effort that he's not interested in putting in. I'll be fine with time. So yeah, not a happy ending, but I think it's in my best overall interest. And if he's not happy with monogamy a year into marriage, his best interest as well. Hopefully we can part ways quietly without a lot of fuss. This is an edit. Well, affair confirmed. Oh boy.
Yeah.
The people who thought his poly friends were the ones involved called it right. Wife contacted me to come clean and apologize because they were both unaware I didn't know until now. They thought we had a don't ask, don't tell situation, so no fault to them. He lied to them too. It's been going on for a few months. A fellow resident needs a roommate, so I'm moving in with her in 2 weeks. My dad and uncle are going to come down to help me and be my safety exit plan when I tell him it's over. The saddest part to me is that he's been a closeted bisexual all this time.
I'm sorry. The way she said it. Is it like oh, he's been cheating on you for months. He asked you to sleep with other people. But the saddest part is he's closeted. Like it's the way she said it.
Yeah, okay. Man. He could have told me that at any point in the relationship, and I would have supported him or helped him get whatever support he needed. Well, yeah, love is love. No one decides who they're attracted to.
Yeah.
I do think I don't want to say fair is not the right word, but you should know the person you're marrying. And that's a huge part about someone. So he did do you unfairly in not telling you that side of him.
Yeah.
He could have told me, I read that. I'm hoping he'll be amendable to doing this quickly and quietly because I know his family will lose their minds if they find out the whole situation. I don't want that for him, as hurt as I am about it. I'm going to focus on work, and my soon-to-be roomie is going through a significant breakup as well, so I think we'll be good for each other. It's going to be okay eventually.
Oh, so she's going into her single girl era.
Single girl era at, how old is she?
As a resident doctor at 26.
26, single, doctor. Yeah.
She's going to have fun.
She's going to be fine.
Yeah, she's... No, and I don't mean it like, oh, she's going to be going out a lot. Like, I mean, the first divorce, I understand it's kind of like a joke for doctors that it's like just the first marriage, it's just the first divorce, doesn't matter. My uncle's a doctor, but I can see it, and for me the saddest part is I knew he wanted to sleep with the wife of this guy, or maybe even the guy. Like, it's weird that he says it's my best friend, but you don't know him. Why would you keep your best friend away from your wife?
Yeah. And I'm just happy that she has a really good support system. Her father, her uncle, the roomie. It's a really good support system.
The grandparents too.
Yeah. It's good. I don't know her, but girl to girl, I'm really happy you got people by your side for that.
You know what I think it would be really funny if it happened?
Oh boy, what?
If there's another update because he starts telling his parents that she's divorcing him for some dumb reason, and they call her to like attack her, you know what I mean? That is like, why are you leaving my son? Blah blah blah. And she goes, he asked me to be polyamorous and he is sexually engaged with another couple without any of my consent.
Well, they're gonna find out.
Yeah.
If they're any way close with their kid, they're gonna find out. But there is a brief update. This is update 2. I think same Redditor, same story. It's titled "Divorcing My Husband for Wanting to Be Polyamorous." The plan was originally to move out next weekend, but things took a bad turn this week. My ex started getting agitated that I wasn't responding to his attempts to smooth things over, and that ultimately escalated into him try to get into bed with me against my wishes on Thursday.
Oh, that's messed up. That's really messed up.
I was able to get emergency leave from work and mostly moved out while my ex was at work on Friday. My parents drove down, helped me, and then stayed to be nearby when my ex got home. My lawyer filed on Friday. He did not take it well. I told him I knew about the cheating and I was filing for divorce. I told him that I wanted to do this quickly and quietly, and I know his bisexuality puts him in a dangerous situation with his family, and it would be best if we kept the story at he cheated. He could contact me through my lawyer for any information. He yelled, broke down crying, and he said he refused to accept the divorce and I should give him a chance to fix things. My dad came in and made sure he didn't try to stop me from leaving, and we left. I called the in-laws on the way and told him I was divorcing him for cheating and that I appreciated them welcoming me into their family and wished them all the best. But I would probably not be in contact again. His parents were in shock, but they reacted with a lot more grace than I expected. I blocked my ex on everything but email because I can't deal with him. My parents had gotten an Airbnb, so I crashed with them and basically fell apart. At this point, I'm moved in. That part of my life is over. My ex is apparently not mentally well, according to a mutual friend. I hope he gets all the help he needs because his behavior in the last few weeks has really gotten strange. So I do wonder if he's not experiencing some kind of mental health episode. It doesn't change the fact that I'm done. I'm not okay, but I will be. And just going to focus on work, taking care of myself for a little while. It's probably been my last update, so I want to turn to the future. Thank you for those who have offered support and advice. I really do appreciate it. Okay, starting off, I'm deeply sorry that he ever...
She went through all that.
Yeah, you went all through that he ever touched you, and... I'm grossed out. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that you went through that. I'm happy that your father was there. I'm happy that you're safe, and now you're with your roomie, and you're trying to move on, and, all that stuff. So, no, you're absolutely not the goober. He's the goober. If anything, look, I've always said this, and I really love that you did, that when you said, I'm not okay, but I will be. It's an amazing mindset to have. It's okay not to be okay, but you have to power through. You have to look from the bright side of things, and you can't stay stuck. And that looks like exactly what you're doing. So, you have my applaud. You got yourself out of a sticky situation a few times now with the same person, and you chose self-respect, you chose dignity, and you chose your happiness. And I'm really, really happy for you. So yeah, you're not the goober. He absolutely is.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like I pity her, but I feel bad for the thing she had to go through. You know what I mean? The whole thing, because this is probably traumatizing.
It is.
I mean, she trusted this man enough to marry him.
Mm-hmm.
She clearly had plans for the future with him, and not only did he betray her, in more than one way. If you
more than one way, absolutely.
So it's betrayal after betrayal after betrayal after betrayal. And then for him to play victim, in a way, it's like, no, now I am bad. It's like, brother, you cheated on your wife. You ask her pretty much for permission just to continue with your affair at this point. You ask her to go sleep with other people as well. Like, and what really ticked me off about this whole story was him saying, I just want everything to go back to before I ask. Like, you can't. Like, there's certain things that, okay, you made a dumb joke here and there and you upset your wife. Like, can we forget I said that? It was silly. But you ask her to go sleep with other people, to open your relationship, because a polyamorous relationship is that you are in an actual relationship with more than one person.
Yeah.
It's not just sex. It's not just a sexual encounter. It is an actual relationship.
Yeah.
So So he's not only asking like, oh, can we have an open marriage? No, he's asking for a polyamorous. He wants a relationship with other people. Well, you can't go back after that.
No, you can't. And I think that we have to make something clear. It's perfectly okay to keep on or rediscovering who you are even when you're married.
Yeah.
That's okay. People do it every day. And sometimes it doesn't work out and it ends up in divorce, and that's okay. I do think that if the husband had just came to his wife first and say, I'm having these feelings. I want you to know that it's something that I may want to pursue. I want to get your opinion on it. That would have been a completely different story.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, yeah. So no, you're not the goober. He is. And I'm happy that you have protected yourself and him at the same time and ended this as gracefully as you possibly could.
Seriously.
And okay, so the last little story that we'll do for this episode is from the Redditor Ludleumi, and it's titled, Am I the goober for ending my marriage because I don't want to force my kids to live with my wife's oldest daughter again? My wife and I are both in our 30s and are parents to 5 kids. I have 2 kids, 15 and 13, from my late wife. I'm sorry for your loss. And my wife has 3, a 16-year-old daughter with her ex-boyfriend and 2 more kids, 10 and 7, with her late husband. Wow, I'm very sorry for both your losses.
Yeah.
We've been married for 4 years and we're together for 2 years before that. When we met, she shared custody of her oldest daughter with her ex, and after we had been married a little while, some problems started to be brought to the surface. Family members suspected she was stealing from them while there and talked about her having an attitude. Then I noticed money was missing a couple times and we never had proof of who it was. But my wife's ex would mention something new their daughter had bought because she was such a good saver, which was not what we had experienced at all. She was someone who spent what she got when she got it, unless someone put a stop to it, and her dad never was someone who would do this. He was always the opposite from what I can tell.
I don't like where this is going.
Yeah. Then she started...
I don't like where this is going.
Then she started being more blatant about disrespect and stealing, and a little over a year after we were married, her dad petitioned the courts to move out of state for work and take her with him. My wife fought against it, but her oldest wanted to go, and the judge weighed their decision and allowed her ex to take the daughter, but ordered he be responsible for paying for every visit to us. That's a valid
thing.
Yeah, valid trade-off. It was during her visits that she got worse about stealing. She'd wait until she was leaving and took things that were small enough that wouldn't be missed immediately. One included my 15-year-old's Nintendo Switch, or at least some parts of the Switch that she had mentioned were broken on her own Switch at her dad's house. You can take those things apart?
Like the joysticks.
You can't? Oh, okay. But
the Joy-Cons, I think. I don't know the name.
Oh yeah, those things come off. That is true. I was thinking about the wrong thing.
Yeah, like the component.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oops. I feel you.
But other things were missing after she'd leave too. My wife replaced the stuff of her oldest. But the Switch, which wasn't too long gone, I told my wife we needed to figure something out because I don't want my kids dealing with that. And that I have a duty to think of them first. While we were talking about it, her daughter asked if she could come live with us for good during her summit visit. My ex immediately said yes, and she was excited. My ex? Do you mean his wife?
Are they separated?
Or the ex of his wife? Okay, I'm just going to assume it's the ex, the father of the girl. I was not. She said we could nip it in the bud now. Other families said it wouldn't be that easy because they were suspicious, and she was 7 and she was getting worse. I agree with them, and I told my wife I understood she had a duty to her daughter like I had with my kids. She said it wouldn't be so bad and we'd figure it out. I told her I didn't believe that'd be possible, and I said I would move out with my kids. It's a bit of a harsh reaction.
A little bit.
She asked me to at least talk to my kids first and see if they'd mind. But we both knew their stance already. My son said after the switch that he didn't want her to see her again. My wife told me we needed to work this out because her younger 2 couldn't lose me. Okay. I said I felt awful about that, but I wasn't going to make my kids live with her older daughter, and my wife said I had the same duty to all 5, and if I had such a problem with her daughter's behavior, I would stay and help fix it instead of running. You know what? I agree.
I don't know. It's yes, but to a degree.
Well, here, let's finish. I told her I was not willing to lose my kids over her oldest, and I would stay in their lives of the younger 2 if that's what they wanted, and she would allow it, but it was clear we could not make this work. My kids were so relieved when we moved out, so I knew I made the right choice. They admitted they expected her to steal all kinds of stuff from them if we stayed. I filed for divorce a couple of weeks after the kids and I moved out. My wife has tried and failed to get me back. Her oldest lives there now, and she said we never really tried to work something out. I told her there was nothing to work out when I was clear about what I would not do. She told me the youngest 2 are the biggest sufferers because both dads chose to leave them, and how was she supposed to explain to them that their second dad put his bio kids before them? She has tried to convince me several times over that I should call out the divorce and make a go of being a family again, but I refuse. Am I the goober?
Oh, this one is tough.
I have really my opinion, and I don't think it's going to be the popular opinion.
Okay. What is it?
I do think you're a little bit of a goober. I don't think you're entirely the goober. I think you're a halfway goober. That's what I think. Well, when you marry someone who has kids, and at least in my opinion, you're agreeing to be a parent to them.
Part of the kids.
Yeah, you're agreeing to be part of their lives. And just because they aren't your biological children, when you're married into a family, you should 100,000% be treating those kids as if they were your biological children. Because when you said I do at the altar, you took not just the wife, you took her family, the children. It's when you marry someone, you aren't just marrying that person, you're marrying their family, you marry what they come with, and that includes children. This is a 7-year-old little girl. It's a troubled behavior that could...
No, she's 16 now. She started stealing when she was 7.
Oh, she's 16 now. Oh, my bad. Okay. Either way, I still believe that when you marry someone, their kids are part of that deal. And if you do not believe that you could be a parent to them, or at least love them as if that you were their parent, then you shouldn't be married that person. It's not fair. It's not fair to the children. It's not fair to the spouse you marry, and it's not fair to anyone. And in my opinion, it's a little bit selfish. Just choosing to be married at that point in time and not willing to fix a troubled teenager's behavior. That's my opinion. I do agree that you have to protect your kids. I 100% agree. But when you get married, it's not just your biological children who are your kids. If that makes sense.
Well, here's the thing for me, for this guy in specific, right? This girl didn't want to live with them. She petitioned the court to come live with her dad. Now that it has become a problem, it seems that it's like, well, she's your problem now. Fix it. You know what I mean? It's like, No, but why? And the same time, it's why does he have to put his children in an environment where their shit is gonna be, their stuff is constantly gonna be stolen from them?
Well, that's what I would. When that conversation came up between them, that their daughter wanted to move back home and all this, yada yada, the mother should have had a long conversation about what they believe is going on, and that behavior would not be tolerated in the house, and that both her and her husband would take action if necessary, and if that behavior continued, she would no longer be welcomed and would have to move back with her father. That's what I would say.
Here's the problem, and you know a lot more about laws than me, but she's a juvenile. They cannot just kick her out like that.
No, but she's moving in for the summer. That's what it said.
No, she said for good.
Oh, for good?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a custody agreement, right? Legally, I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, the girl can live with whatever parent she wants. But it is primarily her father's responsibility legally, because that's where the custody is. But that's just what I would do, right? I would have that conversation. I would make those stern boundaries, and I would make sure that she understood there would be consequences to her actions. And I feel that the Redditor just didn't want to deal with it and took an out. Which is valid. If you don't want to be there, that's okay. But I do believe it was unfair for you to become a father figure to these children and then just dip when things got a little bit tough.
I can see that.
If you said that you just simply fell in love, you feel like it wasn't going to work, that's one thing. But you're basing your entire divorce off of a kid. And it's not fair in my opinion. Maybe I'm the wrong one. I don't know. But when you get married, you marry the package. You don't marry just the individual. So, are you the goober? Not necessarily. But I don't think you're completely innocent either.
Yeah, I think he's a halfway goober here.
You're a halfway goober. That's what I would say, yeah. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. And don't forget to like and subscribe and leave comments on how we could improve, and just let us know your own stories in the comments if you have any. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.